Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 20 of November vlogs. So it's quite early in the morning. I've had a little bit of a lazy morning. It's 8 o'clock. I've been up about an hour. I'm just about to go and get ready now. So it's been a little bit of a lazy morning and just lovely. I was supposed to film the podcast yesterday, but we'd had Harry this weekend, and when we take Harry home, it's about a 45-minute round trip. But there was just roadworks everywhere we went, and just traffic lights and just sheer volume of traffic that it was like a two and a quarter hour round trip. It was absolutely crazy on the roads yesterday. So by the time I got back, and then I still had jobs to do at home, I just thought there's no way I can film this podcast. By the time I'd got everything done, the light would have been just so low that it had been difficult to see things, and B, I was just exhausted. And I was only driving. I think sometimes when you're just in that thick of just traffic jam after traffic jam after traffic jam, and I was trying to take all these little shortcuts that I knew and then just kept coming out to more traffic. It was just absolutely crazy. There was just traffic everywhere. So the podcast didn't get filmed yesterday. So I'm going to film it next weekend instead. We've got no plans for Sunday, so I can get up, get my jobs done, and then just sit and film the podcast, and it'll be much easier. And actually, in fact, I looked at it while I was deciding yesterday, because I felt really bad. I felt really bad for not filming the podcast. But I looked at the calendar and I thought, well, if I film it next week, the way that it's going to fall is I'll get an episode in before Christmas and one after Christmas. So it actually works out quite well. Yeah, I'm going to stick to it and film it next week. It's not very often I change plans on the podcast, and I did feel really bad, but it wasn't to be helped yesterday. So it actually turned into quite a nice day in the end. Once I got past all the traffic and one thing and another, I sat and caught up. Well, I got my jobs done first, then sat and caught up on a few podcasts, and it just felt a lot more relaxed than me trying to rush around and get everything done, and like I do. So there's quite a few jobs to do today. And it's not even jobs that I can share. I need to be taking photos, and I can't share taking photos because I need my phone to take the photos. So I can't share any of that. Although I would like to, because we struggle really badly taking photos. And I think I've tried to share it a few times. We end up in some right positions trying to get good light to take photographs. It's fine in the summer, I just take them outside, and that's fine. But in the winter, when it's like today, it's raining, we really struggle getting photographs, and we get in some right positions trying to get the best light. Not like the best light to make the yarn look good, it's natural light, because if they're not in natural light, it distorts the colours, and then that's when people get different colours on the screen. So you've got to get it as natural as possible. Anyway, was it last week or the week before? We were out and about in Otley, and we'd like to nip into the charity shops, and there was a light box. We've wanted one for ages, and they're quite expensive. You can get cheap ones, but they're quite small, and obviously we've got yarn to get into it. So we've never sort of really managed to get one. Anyway, they had one in a charity shop, like for £6. So we got it and thought if it doesn't work, then it was £6. Anyway, it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So I'm going to be using that today. It's just fantastic. I couldn't believe it. It was such a bargain. So I'm going to be using that today, try and get some photos done. There was something else we had to do. I can't remember yet off the top of my head. But yeah, so we're going to be doing all that, get some pictures done. I did finish my Musselburgh hat yesterday. I'll show you that later when I'm a little bit more awake and my hair's done. My hair goes really curly. When I was younger, I had really, really curly hair, and now I straighten it. But it's not like curly where you can leave it curly. As you can see, the top of it's straight. It just curls on the ends. So I need to straighten my hair, go get sorted, finish this coffee, And yes, start the day. I'll see you in a bit.
Voila.
Hello everybody.
This is the start, the middle, the end.
I've already started it this morning.
So good morning everybody. We are in the moors at this moment in time.
Somebody had asked how long it is over the Moor Road. So this is the start of it now, and I will leave the camera running until we get over the Moor Road to Tesco's. I say it's 5 minutes, but it's going to be interesting to see how long it actually takes us. I don't know.
Put down Alex, 5 minutes. This should be alright.
They've lowered the speed limit up here. It's actually only 30 miles an hour now. It used to be 60 miles an hour. But as you can see, the roads are very windy and it's not safe to do 60 miles an hour, so they've lowered it.
Say this, do you want me to show the bends? But they've seen the bends, haven't they?
We've seen the bends, we'll just have a chat. So this is the main Moor Road. We've come this way anyway today because they've started roadworks on the main road, which is over there. And they're there for the next year. They're building a load of new houses, so they've got to put roundabouts and all sorts in, so the roadworks are going to be there for the next year. So for the next lot of vlogs, this will be the way we're coming.
So yeah, so I all hope you had a lovely weekend. Thank you very much for the lovely comments. And again, thank you very much for the lovely new subscribers. Much appreciated. And welcome back to the vlogs.
See all this?
Did you explain the podcast?
Yeah, I did.
Oh yeah, so the podcast didn't happen yesterday, so I do apologise on that.
In the summer, all the brown that you can see is heather, and it's absolutely beautiful. A few years
Would you like
ago,
to turn the camera on that bit?
and I'm still chatting.
Okay.
You're not allowed to have barbecues or anything up here, and if you bring your dogs up here, they've got to be on a lead because obviously there's a lot of sheep and they get scared. But a few years ago, somebody came up with a barbecue, and in the summer it's like tinder, and the whole of the moors went up in flames. It was quite awful to see. The entire moors just went up in flames. It was awful. So the side, that's where you can't see it, I'm pointing to it, but it's on the other side of the camera. There's signs everywhere saying no barbecues. But yeah, it's a lovely, lovely drive. Sheep over there, if Danny can catch that.
I think I caught one. Just flew past the window.
We've got, so the sheep have free run over here.
Yes.
This is the cow and calf and the flags, if Danny catches that. No.
I think I got the flags.
The sheep have free roam over here, but they don't go into the town because as we come down here, you'll hear it. There's a cattle grid, so the sheep can't get past the cattle grid, which is like, it's like metal bars across the road, and the sheep can't cross it, which is what keeps the sheep up here and not in the town. We're just coming into the town now. I wouldn't like to live in that house there because if that cow and calf rock rolls down, which it won't, but that would be my fear. So we're just coming up to the cattle grid now, and you'll hear it as I go over it. Are you ready?
There you go.
So that's all just metal bars which stop the sheep crossing so that they can't get into the town.
I'm very surprised how my arm has lasted this long.
And we're in the town now, and we're a minute away from Tesco's. It took how long?
It took 3 minutes and 50 seconds. It's about 5 minutes from.
About 5 minutes. It's not far at all. If you go
minutes.
the main road, it's
20.
yeah. Just because of traffic, you're sat in traffic, which is why we use this road all the time.
It's like a shortcut from top end.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's the drive.
So, like I say, I hope you're all having a lovely day. And if there's any of you enjoyed the views, and we'll catch you later on. Bye everyone.
Bye everybody. We are just, whoops a daisy, 3 drains. I don't walk over 3 drains. We're just walking down to the doctor's to put a prescription in.
It's cold.
It's not that cold actually. Mind you, I do have my lovely new warm hat on that I finished at the weekend. This is the Musselburgh hat. I absolutely love it.
I left my knitted wear at home.
You did leave your knitwear at home. What's all that about? There's a massive flock of birds over there. So I thought we'd show you around the village a little bit as we walk past. See if we can see any squirrels. That's the library. Where are we? There we go.
That's where she does Nick Group.
That's where I have Nick Group. You'll see it in a minute. That's the library. Nick Group's on a Thursday, not today. This is our park. This is the park. That's the bowling green. All the leaves, isn't it gorgeous?
Not on the bowling green though. You'd never find them on the bowling green.
Yes, the bowling green is always, whoops, a daisy, very well looked after. So you don't find leaves on there. Oh, it's lovely and quiet today. Normally it's not this quiet.
Normally it's busy.
Yeah. Still flowers in bloom as well. I'll show you that in a minute when I get further down. As we get further down, I'll show you around. This is our park. They're just putting all the lights up for Christmas. Christmas lights switch on is 2nd of December, I think it is. And the whole park gets lit up. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So they're just popping them all up now. Look at all the flowers. Aren't they pretty? Got exercise equipment over there. That's Harry's, that one, hang on. That one is Harry's favourite. Got a zip wire, which is my favourite. Here he is. Doctor's is just there. It's very close. So yeah, all the Christmas lights, whoops a daisy, are strung up. It looks amazing. We have a craft fair on in the village hall. I always like going in the craft fair. Harry will come down because we've got Harry that weekend. So Harry will like the Christmas light switch on, but it's very busy, so he doesn't stay the whole time, does he?
No, but he'll actually come and see the lights.
He'll come and see the lights. A little fountain here, hang on. That's the little fountain. That's the exercise equipment, and that one is Harry's favourite. That's the zip wire, which is my favourite. The kids are a little bit old now to be going down to the park.
We're not.
But I've clearly not grown up.
That's why it's our favourite zip line. So when you come out of the pub, it's just there.
Yeah, the pub's just over here, which is our local.
Our local?
Our local pub is that one there. We'll go in and have I'll have a glass of wine and Danny will have a beer. And then this is the roundhouse up here.
You want to go to the pub?
No, it's alright. And this is where it's like the hub of activity. When there's anything going on in the village, the roundhouse is where you get all the information from. And they've got, if I can show you, all the lights ready to go. I'll show you. There we go. All the lights ready to go. And then this is our war memorial. So obviously we've just had Remembrance Sunday. And all the poppies are there at the war memorial. All the names are on here. Well, all those that fought. All the way around. It's lovely, isn't it? And then we've got Christmas tree that will be getting lit up soon. And then round here is one of my favourite bits.
I don't know, is that like...
I don't know. Is a display. Isn't it beautiful? We are very lucky. We live in an amazing village. The community spirit is just fantastic. So we're very lucky, I know that. And that is a little tour of the village. Well, I'm saying a little tour, it's a tiny tour. But the village isn't very big, the rest of the village is just houses. We do have a local co-op, which used to be at the end of our street and was very, very handy, but they moved on to bigger premises right on the edge of the village. But at the moment, with the traffic lights, which I've moaned about nearly every day on the vlogs, you can't park anywhere near. So yeah, that's everything. I'll see you back at home. Everybody, it is now 5:30, so I thought I would come on and have a little chat and end the vlog. Luigi's here. Bless him. Look how cute he is. We've just had tea. We had one of those bird's eye chicken fillets, some chips and some peas. Freezer tea tonight. Yeah, it's been quite a nice day today, nice and relaxed, and now I am just sitting working on my elf sock. So I've started this today, and hopefully I can get the second sock done before the 1st of December, because the 1st of December I would like to be wearing my elf socks and my elf sweater. You won't be able to miss me, will you? Oh, I'm just going to show you, because I posted pictures in the Facebook group today, and I know I had it on the vlog earlier, but I am going to show you my Musselburgh hat. This is it. Oh, it's just gorgeous. I absolutely love it. I am so pleased with this. This is the yarn that my son's girlfriend brought me back from Amsterdam from Stephen and Penelope. So the Musselburgh hat is, you basically knit a huge tube. So you start at one end, you knit a giant tube and you close it at the other end, and then it folds inside each other. I'll talk about it more on the podcast, but I did just want to say, for anybody starting it, it's got a pinhole cast on. This is where I've cast on, and it's a pinhole cast on. For those of you that are eagle-eyed, this is not a pinhole cast on. I don't think you can tell. I really don't think you can tell. I cannot do the pinhole cast on at all. I've tried and tried and tried. I've come across it in other projects and I can't do it. So I don't even attempt it anymore. What I do is a long tail cast on. So I think you've got to cast on, is it 8 stitches or something like that? And I do it magic loop. So I cast on 4 on each needle and just start, and then I use the yarn tail to sew up the hole, and you really can't tell. So if you struggle with the pinhole cast on, do not be put off. And I used all but 20 grams of this yarn, which leads me into another project. Actually, it's going to be my 2024 goal. So let me just grab it one sec. I had 20 grams of the yarn left. Let me pop that down a minute. So for 2024, I want to make a square for every project that I've made. I looked at my Ravelry today and I've made 54 projects so far this year. If I'd had a square for every single project I would have made, I would have had 54 squares. Now I know that's not enough for a blanket, but you can always add to it or run it over 2 years, whatever. So from this point forward, for any project that I finish, if I've got 10 grams of yarn left, I am crocheting a square. And then, so this is the same yarn from that hat, and I love how crochet and knitting works up so differently. I did kind of start doing this earlier on this year and never kept up to it. So I also have this one, another one of the black ones, and then this one. And that's going to be my goal for 2024. If anybody wants to join me, and I'm just going to get, I've still had a little bit of this left, which you can't see, but I've put into my scrap jar. I could technically do another square, really. I've got enough to make another square, but I was thinking last night, do I want another square or do I want the yarn in scrappy projects? I'm not sure. So I've put it into my scrap jar for now, but I might make another square. But yeah, I'm just going to make one for every single project. I think it would have been so nice if I'd have done that this year. I would have had 54 squares. I mean, I couldn't have done it for every project because I've done number of DK weight garments this year. But I might, I'll just carry on and see where I get. I just think it's going to be something really, really nice. So that's what I've done with that. And I'm really pleased. So, yeah, that's done. I got all the jobs done that I needed to do today. Still got a few things rolling over tomorrow, but that's normal. I'm not bothered about that. And now I have got an evening of knitting ahead. I've just downloaded a new book. I finished the last book I read. Oh, I can't remember what it was called. I'll write the title on the screen. Ruby's just about to chase Luigi. Come here, come and sit down. Don't be chasing cats. I'll write the name of the book on the screen. It was really good. It was on Kindle Unlimited, but it also had the Audible version with it as well. And I really, really enjoyed it. When I took Josh to the hospital last Thursday, I was able to read it in there. And then over the weekend, I was just listening to it while I was getting work done. It was just brilliant. It was such a good book. So it's about this girl. She's only very young. And she goes out to LA to become a nanny. I think she's 19. She goes out to LA to become a nanny. I'm going to sit down, and she gets put with this family. They've got a baby boy and a little girl, and the father's, the husband, not the father. The husband is quite big in screenplay writing and that kind of thing, and his wife is an aspiring actress. The wife doesn't really get on with her. The little girl doesn't really get on with her, but she really takes to the baby. And she's in this house. She's been there months. She's expected to do absolutely everything. And she's really struggling. So she's written on some nanny forums that she's struggling to bond with this little girl. And, she's just doing everything. She didn't even know how to cook when she went out there. And she's suddenly had to, cook for dinner parties and all sorts. And then she comes home one day and she'd taken the baby for a walk. So she comes home holding the baby, and the family have been murdered, and she is prime suspect. And she actually ends up getting convicted of it and ends up in an American prison. After 5 years, she gets released and she goes to start a new life in the Lake District. I couldn't think of the name then. She goes to start a new life in the Lake District. She's changed her name. She's changed her identity. She's got compensation for being in prison for 5 years. So she goes to start this new life. And what happens, she meets somebody, she finally falls in love. And then she's walking a dog through the woods one day and comes across another body. And because of what happened last time, she will not phone the police. So she just runs away and tries to forget about it. But she gets, again, she's prime suspect. It sounds really gory. It isn't. It was such a good book. It was full of so many twists. You don't quite know what's going on. It's flashing back to when she was 19 and she'd first got this job. And usually I don't like a book that has flashbacks, but it was just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So I finished that at the weekend. It's by Claire McGowan. I think it's called I Know You. I'll look it up anyway and write it on the screen. But yeah, it was absolutely brilliant. So I've downloaded another book. Not by the same author. I can't tell you what it's called again. I don't know why. I never look at the title of books. I read the blurb and then I read the reviews. And if I like the sound of the blurb and the reviews, I download it without paying much attention to who it's by. So I'll write on the screen what I'm reading now. And so far, I'm actually 115 pages into it and I downloaded it yesterday. So it's obviously good. But I like to read a book before I tell people it's good, because sometimes you get a terrible ending and there is nothing worse than a terrible ending. But yeah, So tonight I am going to sit and knit this sock. I'm going to read my book because I can read and knit. If it's on the Kindle, I can read and knit. This is just vanilla knitting, so it's really easy. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. Stuart, let me show you Stuart. You ready? Oops. And you see him. Totally, utterly asleep. Legs akimbo, in the air, like usual, bless him. How nice that looks. Did I show you the last sock? I don't think I did. I think I only put it in the Facebook group. I'll show you the last one. This is the first elf sock. I've not got any blockers to hand, so you'll just have to see it like this. It's lovely, isn't it? I got quite a long sock. I used all but... I should have 4 grams of yarn left. Fingers crossed. If my math's correct and I've worked it all out properly, this was a 50-gram skein and I should have 4 grams of yarn left, and I plan on using whatever's left to make Froggy a sweater. And if I don't have enough of that, I'll just trim it in green. But that's the plan. But yeah, it's the first elf socks done. I put an afterthought heeling on this one because I wanted just to knit and not have to worry about putting the heeling, because I wanted to use all the yarn. I didn't want to sort of judge where the heel was going to go, so I just knit until I'd used up my allocated amount of yarn and then put the afterthought heeling, which I really like the afterthought heel. They don't fit Danny. I can't use them for Danny's socks, but they fit me perfectly. With Danny, last ones I did because when you do the afterthought heel, you need to put, this is podcast talk, I'm really sorry, but I've started, so I'll finish. You need to put 2 rounds in before you start the heel decreases. Danny can wear it if I put 4 rounds in, but he's not as keen, so I usually just do the shadow wrap heel for Danny. Anyway, that's that. Where's my coffee gone? So yeah, I think that's about everything today. I shall let you all go and I shall be back tomorrow. What day is it tomorrow? Day 21. So, something else. Guess who I'm seeing on Saturday? So I got a message from the lovely Karen at Stitches and Jacks. And I don't normally vlog on a weekend, but I might vlog a little bit on Saturday because I'm meeting up with Karen on Saturday. I absolutely cannot wait. So I'm meeting Karen and her daughter Laura on Saturday and we're going to Betty's Tea Rooms. I can't wait. So, yeah, although I don't vlog on a weekend, I might vlog Saturday this week. So you get to see Karen and Laura. I don't know what time we're meeting actually. I'm sure she must have said, I've probably forgotten. But yeah, that's happening on Saturday. So I'm really looking forward to it. I can't wait. Yeah, right, I'm going to go now. I'm going to go, get on. And I will see you tomorrow for day 21. I only remembered that because I thought I'm meeting Karen on the 25th. That's why it suddenly reminded. This is how my mind works. It really is. Finn, Josh has left you a cookie I've put them in the microwave. Josh has been baking today and he's left Finlay a cookie. Well, obviously they've shared them. Josh made 4 cookies. But I had to put them in the microwave. We didn't have a spare box to put them in. And again, Stuart, you can't leave anything out. So, yeah. I don't know why you needed to know that. Right, I'll be back tomorrow for day 21. Bye, everybody.